Hello and welcome to the latest episode of my Knitting and Creative podcast. My name on Instagram is Orchid's Heart and I'm coming to you from Birmingham in England. And this is my end of June making update. I have sewing and knitting to share with you. So if you're new here, hello, nice to meet you. And if you're returning, then welcome back. I like to sew, knit. I have spun in the past, but I'm very much a beginner and my wheel's been neglected for a long time, so I keep meaning to pick that back up and haven't. I had a baby almost a year ago now. I'm in my last couple of weeks of maternity leave, and I have the monitor on the floor with me, hoping he sleeps long enough for me to record this video. Thank you for all the lovely comments on my last one, because it was slightly carnage with the breaks, going in and picking him up and having him in here, and he did kind of sit with me for some of it. So thank you, all really kind and really sweet and patient. So yes, we've had a nap resistant day, so I'm hoping this nap is a mammoth nap, but every time I say that it turns out not to be, so maybe I should not have said that. So thank you. I've got the link to my Instagram profile below, my Ko-fi, and my Ravelry pattern wish list, which might be empty, to be honest. I don't know, I can't remember, because I only put things in there that I genuinely think I might knit. So yes, much appreciated if you support my channel in any of those ways, and if you did last time, then thank you so much. Yes, so there we go. We're in the middle of a heat wave in England, the second one this summer. It is a mistake wearing this dress. I thought I'd be really cool in it, but I'm already hot and I've only been wearing it for 5 minutes, which is bizarre actually because it's linen. Sorry if I pause and look blank, it's because I'm just trying to make sure whether the noise I can hear is coming from outside and not my baby monitor. Yes. So I will say my biggest project at the moment, which I'm not going to really be sharing, is that I am working on redecorating the baby's room, because we never did it before he was born, and I've been sewing some things for the room, because we co-sleep, and he is starting to sleep in the double bed on his own, so I'm baby proofing it. Don't even go there, I'm not looking for advice or tips or whatever. We've made our peace, the cot has gone. And we're happy with our decision. He sleeps really happily in the double bed on his own, but at the moment I only let him sleep in the double bed on his own when I can see him on the monitor, because it's not 100% baby proof yet, so I'm not comfortable myself being asleep whilst he's in there until I've finished. And he is waking up, I think. Great, possibly. He's moving. So I might not be recording this video for very long, I don't know. But we'll get started anyway, just in case he goes back to sleep, because he does sometimes. He might not have even been awake, he might have been moving in his sleep. I am wearing an Anthea Blouse hack. So this is a blouse pattern with big puffy sleeves, which I've hacked into a dress, which I'm not sure I recommend, because, no, I think he's waking up. When I first did it, it had way too much ease and I had to do a lot of jiggery pokery to make it work. So I'm not going to go into it in too much detail because I don't think it was a good idea. It just looked really off balanced. I ended up doing lots of darts everywhere to take it in enough so I felt comfortable wearing it and it not look like a tent. So yes, but that's what it is. It's Anthea Blouse, and I bought the fabric from Bawn Textiles, B-A-W-N, which is a really lovely shop in Glasgow, and they have an online website as well. So yes, where should we start? Finished knitted objects. So the first finished, I don't have any whips because the only thing I'm working on at the moment is a Icelandic jumper for my godmother, and it's just a sea of beige stockinette at the moment, so it's really not very interesting. And then I'm just knitting on some self-striping socks. To be honest, I'm a bit bored with my knitting at the moment, but I just finished something that has been a whip for a really long time and something that was a bit more challenging. So I'm trying to clear off a few more projects off the needles before starting something else. but I do think I need to cast on something more engaging soon. But my first finished object, yeah, he's just turned over and gone back to sleep. It's hot, so he's quite restless. It's I think 30 degrees here, which is abnormal for England. So we're all sweating. But yeah, so the very seasonally inappropriate finished object is my second velvet mirror cowl. This is a pattern by Andrea Mowry. And it's what they call a Mobius cowl. So I'm going to show this to you guys and then I'm going to put it away for the summer. So you knit it in a tube and then you do a provisional cast on, you knit a tube, and then you graft the ends together with a little twist. So you just, I'm not going to put it on, but you can just pop it on and it always looks good. I made one which I shared last time in sort of greys and yellows, and I did want to knit the pressed flowers shawl cowl in these yarns, but just didn't look right. And I really like the style where there's no back, there's no wrong side, that's what I'm looking for. And it's really thick and cozy and it's delightful. I really like the style of cowl. I did think about buying a new pattern and knitting something different, but I thought ultimately it's better to knit the pattern I've already got, and it really doesn't matter whether I knit this geometric pattern or another geometric pattern. I may as well use the one I've got, and I think it suits the pattern really well, these yarns. So these yarns are right below what it is, but it is a Knitting for Olive mohair held with Twig by Woollenflower, which is naturally dyed, and so that's the pinkish. The Twig is a lace weight, so I held that double with a strand of mohair. And then the brownie one is an alpaca DK yarn, which I bought in at Rhinebeck, not last autumn, the autumn before. And I will put the details for that below. My God, is it warm. I should have brought some water in here with me. I'm reluctant to leave this room until this video is done because I've shut the door and any noise might wake him up. So we just need to be hot. And so my second finished object is more seasonally appropriate. I started knitting this a year ago, if not more than a year ago. I thought I'd have all the time in the world. I had a month of maternity leave before the baby was due. And so I thought that'd be more than enough time to knit a couple of summer projects. I didn't finish any of them because if I'm honest, once I did the lace, I got really bored of knitting this. There isn't that much stock in it, but for some reason I just really didn't enjoy doing that portion. But then once I had done it, I picked it, I think I only really got to about here, and then I pushed myself to knit that bit most recently, and then once I was doing the triangle bits, it went really quick. So this is the Golden Oak Tea by Amantia Knits. It's been on my want to knit list for ages. These bits, this lace at the bottom is supposed to look like oak leaves, which I think it probably does actually. And I knit it in Pure Silk by Knitting for Olive. And I love it. I haven't worn it yet because I've only just finished it, but I'm going out tonight, so I might wear it tonight. The thing is, in the past, I would have worn this without a bra, but breastfeeding mums, I'm sure you'll feel me, not wearing a bra is currently not an option, and I don't know if it will be in the future. Yes, saggy year of feeding boobs, not looking quite so good as they did before the baby. But anyway, and so I kind of feel like I want the support from a bra now, but I might ruin the vibe with the thin straps. I don't know. Probably it's something I just need to get over. Also, when it's this hot, I don't like wearing bras. So it's something I'm working on psychologically. I don't imagine that a strapless breastfeeding friendly bra exists. I don't know, maybe I will wear this tonight with like a black bra, straps showing. I don't know, I feel like a white one might jar way too much, and I'm not sure that I have anywhere close to that colour. So yeah, we'll see. But I think it's really pretty. I will say that the sort of stripe detail seems to go up the middle of that one, but not the middle of this one. Maybe it's more centred on this side. I don't know. There was definitely a comment on the pattern that not all sizes have the rib details centred on the strap. So that might have also motivated partially what size I ended up knitting, because I think I was between sizes, or I was worried that having the baby would make me need to go up a cup size or a chest size on this. And I don't think I did in the end, because I wanted the rib detail to be centred. So just worth bearing in mind, just to double check. So yeah, that's both of my knitting projects. Like I said, I've been knitting on some plain socks. I've been knitting on a Let Lopey jumper, which is just a sea of beige. And then I was finishing those two things off, and that's kind of been it. I haven't been knitting as much as I used to. I keep saying that in every single video. It seems every video I do, I'm knitting slightly less than I was before, because the baby gets slightly more mobile. But I'm trying to... As also, to be honest, when I'm tired, I'm very tired. I don't always feel like knitting. And the heat kind of puts you off a bit as well. But I have been doing quite a bit of sewing and a bit of cooking. So, yeah. Like I said, I was doing some sewing for his room, which I might share when it's done. I don't know. I was going to make a vlog about it, but then I decided I couldn't be bothered. Still might happen, because I did film a bit the other day, and I haven't done that much, so I could still pick it back up. I don't actually know whether decorating a kid's bedroom would be of interest to anybody anyway. So, you know, if it does, let me know, and you might re-inspire me to pick that back up. But otherwise, I have been sewing some clothes for him, and I have some sewing plans for myself. So, sewing for him. I mentioned last time that I had batch cut out a trouser pattern by Flora called the Sage Trouser. Very much inspired by my love for the bob pants pattern. Forgive me, I cannot remember what company did the pattern, but it will be mentioned below. And I've been wearing my checked bob pants tons. If you really like this look and you're in the UK and you can't sew, then Beyond 9 is a company that does some similar shaped trousers. I think they call them barrel leg trousers. I think it's quite a fashionable shape at the moment. But these trousers, going on a bit of a tangent, which I will circle back to. This cropped linen tank I made, which is the Ashton top pattern. And a linen shirt has kind of been one of my go-to looks this summer with some new sandals. I really feel quite kind of funky mum. When I say funky mum, you don't have to be mum to wear that kind of outfit, but I'm finding dresses and skirts are less practical for me at the moment because I'm on the floor a lot, and I feel like as a mum of a boy, I'm going to be crawling around in the dirt quite a lot. I mean, maybe all mums crawl around in the dirt, I'm sure they do, and I don't want to gender stereotype, but I kind of just feel that slightly more functional clothing is maybe going to be better for me. And I just feel a little bit put together in this kind of cropped, I mean it's really cropped because these are quite high-waisted on me. Makes me feel a little bit put together, but also I can move really easily. It's really cool, feels a little bit funky. And yeah, I've really been enjoying that combination. But basically means I'm wearing the same outfit pretty much all the time. But anyway, I'm going to circle back to that thought. I've not done this in quite the right order. But because I've been really enjoying the shape of those trousers, I kind of really wanted to find a pattern that was a similar shape for my child. And so it was suggested to me that I look at the Sage Trouser by Flora Child. And I made him a pair in orange linen and he lives in them. They're perfect, especially for it being hot and wanting to cover him up so he's not exposed to the sun, because I'm kind of going through the turmoil at the moment. What if I put him in shorts and a t-shirt, then I've got to lather him in sun cream, and then, you know, is he actually getting more hot having his skin exposed to the sun, because I do sometimes. Would it not be better to put him in trousers made from linen because they're cooler and they'll keep the sun off him? So with that thought, I made the orange linen trousers. I think I shared last time. I then made him the next size up in this leftover striped linen. And then I went mad and cut out like 8-9 pairs of trousers using lots of leftovers. and I decided I'd sew them up in batches of colour. So I started with lime green. So I had 3 pairs of trousers in lime green, 2 cords and 1 linen. So these are different sizes. And to help my future self, I bought on eBay a pack of these different size labels. So I've got 18 to 24 months, I've got 9 to 12 months, and I think these green ones are also 18 to 24, so these are the same size. With the linen ones, the same as my orange ones, but not these ones. I can't remember why I didn't do it with these. I have been French seaming them. So French seam is when there's no raw edges, you sew all the seams twice and it encloses everything. No need for an overlocker. So if you don't have an overlocker and you want some really nice seams, I do recommend French seams. It is easy, you just do everything twice. And so yeah, he's not worn these yet, so they look super crisp because, you know, they're too big. They're for 1.5 to 2 years. However, a lesson to be shared: do not sew when you're angry, frustrated, tired, ill, generally in a bad mood, because you might just cut a random hole in them when you're clipping a thread that you did not mean to do. And that was me yesterday. I was in a really bad mood. I was frazzled. I had problems with doctors and, you know, some things with, you know, payroll at work and a few other bits and bobs that were really getting me down. And I wasn't reacting in the best ways to things, and I thought I'll just finish this pair of trousers because then I'll feel good that I've finished something, and I just cut a massive hole into them. And I couldn't be bothered to patch or anything like that, so I just sewed a bit of twill tape over it. And you know, it's on the back of the leg. He is going to crawl through the dirt in these trousers. I'm trying not to get upset about it. From the front they look really cute. And the pattern does have pieces for pockets. I decided I wasn't going to bother with pockets in most of them. I have, however, put pockets on these size 18 to 24 months cords. But yeah, so I think it's a really cute pattern. I will say the sizing is generous. Comparing these to shop bought trousers that I've bought, it says 18 to 24 months, but I think it actually might be 24 months to 2 to 2.5 years, 2 to 3 years, I don't know. And he's still wearing his first pair I made, which I think was 6 to 9 months, and he is 11 months old and he's on the tall side, so they're kind of 3/4 lengths on him, which is fine at the moment. But yeah, I am a little bit worried that my waist sizes might not match up to the leg size when he's wearing them, but I think he's going to be a long skinny boy, so it's probably fine. And worst case scenario, I can just unpick and put a bigger elastic in. It'd be annoying, but it's not the end of the world. So yes, I'm enjoying those, and I probably have another 2 pairs of orange linen ones to make in bigger sizes, and I think some teal cords, and then I've got some denim with like a little bug printed all over it, and it's all leftovers, so it feels like it's like 10 pairs of trousers for free, which is great. Just using my time. But yeah, and so the last thing that I wanted to share was some sewing plans. So I shared last time that I had this fabric by Merchant & Mills. I bought it for another project and I didn't end up using it for that. And I've been really umming and ahhing about what to use it for because it wasn't cheap and I love it. And so I don't want to make just another hinterland dress because I have loads of those, and if I'm honest, I'm not gravitating towards them at the moment. The ones without buttons I can't wear because they're feeding, but again, as mentioned, I'm finding the trouser combo more appealing at the moment. So a friend said, why don't I make a coordinating set with the bob trousers, the bob pants, and then a cropped Ashton top. Helen's Closet, that's the company I think that did it. So this is the Ashton tank, the sleeveless version, because I think there is one with sleeves, and I'm pretty sure I cut out for the full length, but then I just folded up so it'd have a really deep hem to the length that I wanted with my high-waisted items, and I think this deep hem makes it look really expensive. I don't know. Yeah, I just love it. So I'm not a coordinating set person. I feel a little bit like it looks like pyjamas, especially in linen. So I don't know about making a coordinating set. However, when I see people in them, I think they look really good, including the friend that suggested it. So I don't know if it is just something I need to get over, because I also used to think that checked trousers look like pyjamas, and now my most worn pair of trousers is a pair of checked trousers. So I don't know. However, I think a pair of bob trousers in this would be amazing. I think this top would go really well with it. I would also quite like one of these tops in this linen. I think it'd be really soft and comfortable, and I'd probably wear it quite a lot with other things. I think these would go together really well, bob pants and this top. So I'm thinking even if I don't wear them together, I could, and it would be quite a good use of the fabric. What do you think? I think if it's two shapes that I love, then it's got to be a good idea. I was thinking about making a Zadie jumpsuit, which I also really like the shape of, but it is much easier to feed in a short top and high-waisted trousers. And I'm not going to be doing that for that much longer, I don't think. But, you know, they're still quite a good shape to wear. So I think that's what I'm going to do. But let me know if you have any radical, better suggestions. My last sewing plan, sewing quandary is, so I did make this Zadie jumpsuit when I was pregnant, and I've made it a size too big. I can't remember if I've shared this last time or not. It is a size too big. There's nothing I can do to make it smaller as a Zadie jumpsuit because of the way it's constructed. I'd have to take the whole thing apart to make it smaller. But I absolutely adore the linen, and I'm devastated it doesn't fit. I've tried to wear it a few times. It's just too big on my shoulders. It's just too big. And on the bust. Even though it's a wrap, it just doesn't hang right when I do it up on me. Because I think, yeah, it just doesn't look right. So basically I thought that I would be much bigger than I am after having a baby. And I think because of the breastfeeding, it hasn't worked out like that. And so me trying to make something that would fit my postpartum body hasn't worked out. So I have been trying to sell this on Vinted, and it is still for sale on Vinted. And if you are interested, let me know. It is probably a size medium, UK 10 to 12. But I can share the measurements with you if you're interested. But basically, if it doesn't sell anytime soon, I'm wondering, could I turn it into some nice trousers? I don't know. What do you think? If you've made the Zadie jumpsuit and you think that it would be possible, I don't know, to separate. The problem is this wrap front goes lower than the waist, so I can't just cut it off here because there'd be a hole. I'd have to stitch that up and it might look a bit funny, so it might not work. But if you are a more experienced sewist than me, or you've made the Zadie and you understand what I mean, and you think it would be possible to turn it into a pair of trousers that don't look too weird, please share your ideas with me, because I want to rescue this linen. I would love to make something with it that I would actually wear, because it was quite expensive, the fabric. If I managed to sell this, I would buy the fabric again and just make another Zadie jumpsuit a size smaller. But as it stands, I can't justify buying the fabric twice. And it's brand new. I've only worn it once. So, yeah, any really good thoughts? Let me know, please. Because I'm quite sad. But yeah. That's all I'm going to share with you guys today. I am hoping that I might be able to do some making in the next few days, but that'll be after I've edited this video probably. I think I'm probably pushed it with how long he's going to sleep. I need to tidy up, I need to put something cooler on and have a drink of water, and I probably need to get dinner time on the go, because I think it's nearly 5 o'clock. And I am going out this evening with a friend without the baby, so I'm looking forward to that. So I just need to make sure everyone's ready and happy before I go out. So thank you for spending some time with me. And yeah, let me know what you think about sewing projects, and If you are also in the heat wave or living somewhere kind of hot, any top tips for surviving? Especially surviving if you've got a small child. Yeah, I hope you're all doing well, and thank you for spending this time with me, and hopefully speak to you guys soon. Goodbye.